Hello everyone, and welcome back to MGL Season 2. We're in the final week of the season now, facing off against Finfin, and I'm going to be honest, my performance in this match does not matter that much to me. I'm currently sitting at the number 2 seed, top 4 of the division makes it, and I am guaranteed the number 2 spot, no matter what happens in this final week. Furthermore, Finfin is a strong playoff contender, so if anything, my only motivation in this match is not to reveal whatever strategy I might use to play him in the quarterfinals, or wherever in playoffs we might meet. So, we're cooking a little bit today. My goal is to win as always, but we're going to have some fun with it. So, Finfin's team is Raboot, Quaxwell, Murkrow, Glimmet, Zweilous, Bayleaf, Gothorita, Mudbray, Munchlax, and Hisuian Zorua. Definitely the biggest problem in the builder for this matchup is Murkrow. Flying type offense is just really tough for me to play around, with my only resist being the mediocre Luxio and Varoom. This thing has pretty good offensive stats for the format, so it's going to cause us some trouble. Other big threats include Raboot, which is a strong and fast fire type with a variety of protein boosted coverage options. Quaxwell, a bulky Trek to Frogadier that also threatens me with Moxie sweeps. Glimmet, a powerful special attacker and hazard setter, and Zweilous, which can 1 or 2 hit KO just about anything with its choice band hustle set. And we also have Munchlax, which is a decent check to special attackers on my team, as well as Hisuian Zorua, which is deceptively strong for his tiered placement and has the potential to create tough mind games with Illusion. Finfin has favored this mon quite a bit this season. So, getting into my build. We're kicking things off with a set I've been waiting to use since I drafted this mon, Shell Smash Grotle. This is generally a tough set to make work, but I can see it going off here in this matchup. As a physically bulky grass type, Grotle is good at threatening out Quaxwell and Mudbray, which make for some great Shell Smash opportunities. After a smash, we outspeed everything up through our boot, and we're still bulky enough to take on some Scarfers, thanks to the White Herb, and 3-move coverage of Seed Bomb, Superpower, and Heavy Slam is enough to at least break through some of my opponent's team, if not get a full sweep. Next up, we have Physically Defensive Frogadier with Rocky Helmet, the true underrated set of the season. This is meant to switch into Raboot and Quaxwell and force helmet damage onto them before either hitting them back with a nasty Chilling Water to drop attack, or reset spikes, or U-turn out of the likely Munchlax switch-in. We have enough speed to outrun Jolly Zweilous and nail it with an Ice Beam before it can hit us, which truly makes this the ultimate physical wall in this matchup, trust me. Then moving from our physical wall to our offensive speed control, we're rolling up with Choice Scarf Fido, which technically qualifies as a Zweilous switch-in. It probably doesn't take 2 banded crunches, but who needs to do that when you can just outspeed and hit it with a Play Rough afterwards? Honestly, Scarf Play Rough looks pretty good here to surprise Murkrow, and Stomping Tantrum can be used to hit Raboot and Glimmet for big damage. That is about the extent of Fido's useful coverage, so we have Endeavor kind of as filler and Baton Pass to pivot out of switch-ins like defensive Quaxwell and Mudbray, which do pretty much wall Fido. Yes, this is another gimmick set, but I actually do think it's a legitimate way to grab a surprise KO somewhere. Next up, Spinoff Eviolite Varoom, kind of a more boring set here. Not much to say other than that this is my Murkrow switch-in, and my team would really struggle to handle it defensively otherwise. It's also really nice to have a T-Spike Absorber for Glimmet, which is also why I'm running Bulldoze for that super effective coverage. Then we have Dual Screens Hattrem. Hattrem is theoretically pretty solid in this matchup for tanking hits and beating Glimmet pretty well, but instead I'm dedicating it to screens to support my setup sweepers. Light Clay extends the screen turns, Dazzling Gleam hits the Zweilous that might want to switch in, and Healing Wish quickly pivots me out to the sweepers I'm trying to set up for. Grotle is a big beneficiary of this, as is this Scraggy, which is my final Pokemon. We're running Dragon Dance, pretty basic set, Close Combat and Knockoff cover everything in the matchup, and Sub is just a catch-all tool to help set up since I don't really need extra coverage. Since I do expect a Scarfer somewhere to counter this kind of set, I might have to boost twice with Dragon Dance, but between Dual Screens, Eviolite, and Substitute, I do think I have the ability to do that. That is going to do it for the team though. Kind of a mix of just solid ideas and let me cook, so we'll see how this goes. Alright, we found Finfin playing the final week of the regular season. And they're bringing a team of the Murkrow, Zorua-H, and Munchlax, very interesting. Probably there as a Frogadier wall, you would think. Raboot, the Glimmet, and the Quaxwell. Alright. So, what didn't show up? No Zweilous. Cool for me, I suppose. And no Bayleaf. Bayleaf, it was a Grottle Wall, so good to see that not around. And then no Gotharita, not really a huge concern, honestly. So, what to do? I could lead Fido, and I could get the funniest Stomping Tantrum on a lead limit. That feels not the best. Would I be okay losing Fido to that? Probably not. I don't want that happening. I think Limit's the most likely thing to lead, so... That would just be funny. Yeah, we're going with the funny option. Hatchram doesn't even have a Psychic move, so like... Yeah, let's just do that. And if it's a Raboot lead too, Fido could hit that. For a solid chunk. Alright, but let's see what we get. The Murkrow. This could be so funny, bro. I want to play with a few. Murkrow lead is a bit of a surprise. It could also be the Zorua, I guess. But let's see. Let's Eviolite Murkrow. Eviolite, I don't KO it, but I chip it down so much. I'm definitely going for play. Yes! Fido KOs Murkrow. Oh, it's the Zorua. Okay, they know I'm Scarf. They for sure know I'm Scarf. I think. Right? Zorua outspeeds Fido. Yeah. Fido! Alright, 6 KOs to Fido. Fido sweep. Play rough 6 times. Even though there's like resists to that. If Limit comes in, that's kind of an issue. It's the Raboot that comes in. Okay. Let's show off the heat. We got defensive Rocky Helmet Frogadier. Oh yeah. I guess you would just be going for... You could be going for Gunk Shot. I have a resist to that with the Varoom, but obviously that's not switching into Raboot. So if you have Gunk Shot, you're probably going for it. Alright, Frogadier, can you do it? Flare Blitz, okay. We take that much, so 3, 1, 1, minus 1, 8, 8. 123 points of damage. Is that Bandit? It could be. Yeah, that looks like Jolly Banded Raboot. That's even like a Laurel too, so I'm pretty sure that's Jolly. What exactly is coming in on this Frogadier? Probably the Quaxwell, right? So could go with like a U-turn into something or other. It's definitely switching out, so I think U-turn is just free regardless. It's got to be the Quaxwell coming in. And in fact, let me just load up Quaxwell on the calc so I can see how much my U-turn's gonna do. So if it's max HP Eviolite, I should be doing like about 15% maybe. It's the Munchlax that comes in. Okay. Munchlax, okay. Max HP Eviolite should be taken around, also around 15 from probably a return. Okay. Do I go Scraggy right now? Scraggy switchings. Maybe the Murkrow? Actually, what does switch into Scraggy on that team? It feels too early to try and set up. Maybe I could. I think I will go Scraggy. So the Munchlax is at about... It took 15% just about, so yeah. Probably max HP Eviolite. Alright, Scraggy then. Close combat actually looks like a roll from this range. That's interesting. go for a knockoff first, although CC is unresisted. I don't know. I think physically defensive Quaxwell could come in and take that, and like, if that's the case... Ooh, yeah, that doesn't take anything. So, I'm gonna knock off. They're gonna go Limit. Okay. That just goes down. Okay. Alright. It was Scarf Limit, okay. And I have an attack boost. Interesting. The Toxic Bites are definitely an issue. It's the Murkrow. Oh, this is perfect. I was gonna say, like, if the Raboot comes in, like, switching Frogadier into P-Spikes would suck. But since it's Murkrow anyway, Varoom is my Murkrow check. Now, let's see. Murkrow against Varoom. Heat Wave. I'm good against Heat Wave, so let's go ahead, switch out. Get Varoom in there. Even this Nasty Plot Heat Wave, it would have to be like a boosting item to actually take the KO with that. Aircut. Okay. Yeah, no worries. It's probably like a... That was a crit, actually. It's like a crit set with maybe the Scope Lens or whatever the item is. The Mudbray didn't show up, so this Poison Jab actually kind of free. Quaxwell comes in and take it. Actually, Toxic is like pretty no risk. It does get the Raboot in for free. Okay, they're gonna Nasty Plot. Gotcha. +2 Heat Wave. I'm certainly in range. I have how much health here? 2, 4, 8. It's Max Timid is favored to take the KO on me, but honestly, Varoom's kind of nice job. I suppose I will just go for the Parting Shots. In case Heat Wave doesn't pick it up. It's Dark Pulse, which shouldn't do it, yeah. And we do successfully get the Parting Shot. Okay. So Varoom does live to see another day. That's cool. Did I accidentally make like a good team for this matchup? This is interesting. But yeah, Scarf Fido kind of just comes in and like the player up resist is Raboot. I'm sure Quaxwell doesn't take that much either. But this is doing some damage regardless. Oh, cool, I just take the KO. Neat. Alright. So, Murkrow down. Fido grabs its second KO of the game. It's the Raboot that comes in. Cool. I could just sack Varoom. Unless I think it's important for like a Curse Munchlax, maybe? No, I just wouldn't let the Munchlax set up, right? Just like keep the offensive pressure on, probably. Don't know what to do though. Maybe I just go in Frogadier. So you hit me with a Double Edge. That should probably take me out. Yeah. Okay. So Raboot does claim a KO here. Neat. And then, let's see, Raboot locked into Double Edge. against... Let's see if I can set up with Hatchram, maybe. I mean, I'd be sacking Hatchram to get off the damage, but I could then set up with Throttle afterwards, right? This double is just a lot. I don't think I'll live 2 after the Reflect setup. Alright, so let's get a Reflect. No crit, please, thank you. And I will go ahead and Healing Wish. Okay. They're gonna switch out to what? They roll Munchlax. Okay. So I guess Munchlax things that KO. I think I just go Scraggy. Go for a Dragon Dance. What does Munchlax have? Body Slam. Yep. That was, oh, it crit. Okay. And it parried. Yikes. Okay. It's a little unfortunate, but we can CC. At least take out the Munchlax. Crit pair on the Body Slam, huh? Alright. Scraggy. KOs. Munchlax. I do have a Healing Wish in the air, so I could switch out and back in with Scraggy. Could be decent. Although, I wonder if behind Reflect I can take any move. Ah, it's Banded Raboot. Yeah, there it is. With my Reflect up, let's see. If it's High Jump Kick, then it does take the KO, but it's locked in High Jump Kick against the Grottle then. So I'm thinking, let it take its KO. We're gonna, oh, I'm at -1 from the CC, so this is gonna KO with anything. So let's just see what it locks into. I think Scraggy's fine to go down. Flare Blitz. Okay, yeah, we knew that would KO. And then Grottle comes in at the end. Cool. Alright, so it's gonna be grab Boot, KO Scraggy, and then Scraggy KO Boot. As much as I want to click Shell Smash, it probably just makes more sense to just go for the KO immediately, right? And Seed Bomb. Yeah. Goes for Rapid Spin. Let's see if you're an offensive set. Oh, take the KO. You were offensive. Okay, that is going to be a 3-0 win, with Grottle showing up for the final turn of the season for its debut. That's awesome. But yeah, that's going to take me to a 7-1 record to end the regular season. So, I believe at the time of recording, the current number 1 seed, Darya, has not played her match yet. And we were tied in record and differential going into week 8, meaning that if she gets, if she does as well or better than me in her match, then I am going to remain the number 2 seed. But if I perform better, I have the lead in differential. So I will be the number 1. And it's too early in playoffs to see who we would face. But yeah, it's probably going to be Finfin or my opponent from last week, whose name is escaping me at the moment, the Lilypool FC, Niko, that's right. So either way, it's going to be a rematch. I kind of brought this off-the-wall team for week 8, and it just kind of worked. So glad that happened, I suppose. But yeah, with all that said, I will see you guys for playoffs. Looking forward to it.